Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is a very exciting, special video. In this video, I am going to be using all of my, ignore these are all of my Clionadh glitter multichromes, stained glass glitter multichromes, and I'm going to be using each and every one. I have 10 here in a look separately. So I had this idea because here's the thing, right? Hear me out. I feel like obviously a lot of people do like swatches of their shadows like this, their sparkly special shadows. You see swatches a lot, people comparing, and I think that's obviously, I love to consume that content as well. And people do eye swatches where, you know, you put it all over your lid, blend it out, and like see what it looks like on the eyes. And I also like watching those videos, but I just don't always feel like hand swatches or even eye swatches where you just use one shade and that's it always portray how shadows are going to look, how they're going to look on the eyes, look with other shadows, especially with shades that are shifty like this where they shift multiple colors. Sometimes even I can be like, I don't know what colors are going to look best with this shadow, like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it could be helpful to pair these to do a video where I use these shadows and looks and just showcase each shadow, how I would personally wear it, or a way that I would personally wear it, what colors I would pair it with. Sorry, my camera battery died, so I had to regroup. But as I was saying, I just thought it would be helpful to like see how I pair them in looks, and also use this as a way to showcase my shadows, like the beauty of each of them. And so I had this idea to do this video. A couple things. Number one, I think is most important, because I wanted to showcase how they shift and how they look on the eyes and like show them to their full potential. I wanted to place them all over like my maximum lid space, okay? Which then in turn means that I do a lot of just putting them all over the lid, or I do a lot of half cut creases. So very similar shapes for all of these looks. That I know is going to rub some people the wrong way, and I anticipate people getting mad at that. So if you're going to be upset that I do similar shapes for all of these looks, number one, that is why. Number two, just stop watching. Like, you're not going to enjoy this video if that's going to bother you. But I just wanted to like I said, show them to their maximum potential. If I was doing like really focusing on doing like a whole bunch of different like types of looks, I would do like different shapes or whatever. But I just, like I said, I fucking just wanted to show them to the best of my ability, to the best of their ability. And that's how I felt that they would show the best. Because if I just put them a little bit in the center of my lid doing like a halo eye, I just don't feel like you could get the full effect of them. Anyway, so that's my little disclaimer out of the way. Oh, and so also I cut out a lot of the blending. I tell you what shades and what palettes and whatnot that I'm using for my eyes, but I skip over a lot of like the blending in my crease part, because I mean, you know what that's gonna look like, and the focus was on the shades and me like just giving you my impressions and how each of them differs in terms of how they look, how they apply, and whatnot. I don't use glitter glue with these. I just use, honestly, water and spray them on my brush, and I feel like I get them to like look beautiful in that way. So yeah, without further ado, because I know that this is going to be a long one, let's get into the video. Okay, this is really exciting. This is the first look. Can you see my mirror? No. In this little video using all my Clionadh shadows, my stained glass shadows. They're all glitter multichromes. So the first, oh fuck, I did not pull it up. Fuck me. So the first shadow, this is not in any particular order, but it's the shadow Abrasion. This is not here. So this is what it looks like. Hopefully it's focusing. You can see, and I actually pulled up this specific description. It says it has a semi-sheer burgundy base with large glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, and violet. This is such a beautiful shadow. This is probably one of the ones that I'm most excited about. I'm sure I will have already mentioned this at the beginning. I'm just going to quickly breeze through the actual shadows that I'm putting in my crease, and then we're just going to focus on that. So the first shadow that I'm going to put in my crease, this is a single shadow from Looxi, and it's the shade Dreamy. It's just a matte, like light rose color. And I'm just going to put this in my crease, buff it out, and use this as a transition shade. Okay, so now in my crease, I'm going to take another single from Looxi. It is the shade Heartthrob. It's basically just like a really pretty matte burgundy color. And I'm just going to put this in my outer corner in my crease. Okay, and now to deepen things up from the Muerte palette, I'm going to take the shade Shangre right here, and I'm going to put this in my outer corner of my crease as well and just deepen things up with this. Okay, so I also finished up my lower lash line. I just put all the shadows that I put through my crease on my lower lash line, and now it is time to put this beautiful little shadow onto my eyes. So I'm gonna take some on a little just flat brush, which honestly may not be the best. I think you probably want potentially something a little bit denser, but this is what I'm working with today. And then I just gave that a little spritz, and I'm just going to put this literally just all over my lid. This, oh my god, I'm so excited. Like I said, you probably want something a little bit fluffier, just that will actually grasp the shadow a little bit better. But it still works. It just takes a little bit of building up with a brush like this. And this is just me wetting my brush. I'm not putting any like glitter glue or anything on this. I'm so, like, it's almost 5 right now. I'm so sad that I can't wear this all day because this is like the most beautiful shadow I've ever seen. And such a good, like, the berry undertones of this go so well with the shadows in my crease. I can die. That is absolutely stunning. So it definitely is, like, the base is sheer for sure, but the sparkle on this is so pretty, and I feel like, to me, it looks very blue. And I mean, in the pan it looks very prominently blue as well, but you can see the beautiful, like, burgundy, warm, like, berry shift. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this shade on my finger. Not a ton, but I'm just going to pat this over my lid just to intensify it. And this is the way to go. This is, like, I think I like to use a brush initially just to, like, get the shape and, like, be a little bit more precise, but finger is the way. And that just made it so much more opaque. I hope that you can see the shadow. It's so beautiful, and paired with berries in the crease, this is where it's fucking at. Oh my god. I'm gonna take the shade Cookie Dough from Looxi as well. This is like an iridescent, like light pink to blue shifting shade, and I'm going to give that a little spray and put that in my inner corner. Okay, and this is the finished look. My lashes, I accidentally got glue all over this lash, so it looks like extra spiky. Don't even talk to me about it. And then this lash is like coming up on the inner part of my eye. So unfortunately, lash application is not the best, but I love the shadow. I honestly think this might be my favorite one out of them all, which is saying a lot. But I love it. I love this look. It's so, I just feel so amazing. I want to like get married looking like this. So it's a good thing that it's 5 o'clock on a Tuesday and I have nowhere to go except the grocery store. Just quickly on my lips, I used the Colourpop Lippie pencil in BFF and the Maybelline matte lipstick in the shade Beige Babe. Everything, I think like my blush and my highlighters as well as the other shadows that I used in each of the looks will be down below. And let's just get on to the second one. Okay, and so this is the second look in my Clionadh video. So again, these shadows are really in no particular order. Today I'm going to be using the shade Corrosion. This is just, every time you look at these in a different light, you can just see a different shade. So this, from the Clionadh website, because I'm on my fucking game here, if it will focus on the shadow. It's a semi-sheer orange base with medium large glitter particles that shift lime, turquoise, and blue. I don't really see the blue, to be honest, but I definitely see the lime and turquoise. It's super, just so nice. So I've thought a lot about all the different like looks that I can do with these different shadows, and I just feel like there's 10. I guess I should probably do at least one neutral look. So I'm gonna use some like mustard tones and like yellow toned browns, because if I'm going in a neutral direction, it's kind of like my favorite way to go, as you can see from my mustard shirt. So I'm actually going to use the Pure and RawBeautyKristi palette just because it has all the tones that I want. So I'm going to start off with the shade Camelot in my crease. It's a really pretty mustard shade. Oh, I did not clean any of my brushes off. Great. And I'm going to put this through my crease as a transition shade. So I'm going to put this basically everywhere in my upper crease. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade B. It's a really pretty, I need to stop saying that, but it's a really nice like yellow toned brown. And I'm going to put this just through my outer corner and my crease as well. This is like such a similar look that I did in my like Lunar Beauty Melts Gemini palette video, but the point is the metallics, or the Clionadh shades anyway. Okay, and now I'm going to take the shade You're Not My Real Dad. It's a darker, like pretty neutral brown. Oops. And I'm gonna put this in my outer corner in my crease just to deepen things up. Okay, so I just finished up my lower lash line as well. Again, I just put everything that's in my crease on my lower lash line. Now it is time for the shadow. And this shadow is like one that I knew that I wanted to get from Clionadh, like as soon as I knew that I wanted to make an order. Like this was number one, or one of the number ones for me for sure. I also cut my crease, by the way, I'm sure you can see that. And again, this is just me spraying my brush, so I don't have any glitter glue or anything on my eyelid. is ridiculously, I mean, I'm gonna say this about all of them, but this is phenomenal. This would also look really pretty with green because it has that like limey shift, but I want to do green with another look, so I just thought this is one of the more neutral ones, so that is just, I need to stop saying this because I'm going to say this again about every single shadow, but that's so nice. And then I'm going to just take some of that on my finger and pat it on. And now you can really see like how limey it is. It's so nice, especially paired with like these mustard tones. I really love it. And then on my inner corner, I'm going to take the Reserve number 7 shadow from ShineBySD because I have my little shadow of sparkly shade, or my palette of sparkly shades right in front of me. I'm going to take a little bit of that, give that a spritz because it's very flaky, and I'm going to just tap her in there. This is a really beautiful yellow sparkly shade, so it feels very appropriate. Okay, and this is the finished look. I really love it. Does it look a little bit, like I said before, like the look I did for my like Melt and Moonspell palette video, but it's fine, honestly, because I love it. I love mustard tones. Like this is my go-to neutral like kind of vibe. Mustard tone, some blush, and this beautiful shade. I'm actually glad that I did a neutral look because I'm probably going to do honestly like color for all the rest of these, and I think it's important to show too like these shadows do translate well in a neutral way. Like you can wear them to work, or I would at least, and I think, I don't know, I'm just really into the vibes. On my lips, I used the Propa Beauty lipstick in the shade Closer. I don't wear this a ton, so I thought that like a little bit of a deeper browner lip might be nice, and I just put a black in my waterline, and that's all that I have to say. Let's get into the second look. Or the third look, rather. Okay, everyone, welcome back to the third look in this Clionadh video. If I'm looking a little worse for wear, actually I put a lot of concealer on, so maybe I'm okay, but I haven't slept in 3 days. So I am taking a mental health morning to try to chill the fuck out and tell my anxiety to fuck all the way off and just play with some sparkly shadows. So that would, if I look a little just out of it, that would be why. But this shade I'm so excited about. This is the shade Carving that I'm going to be using in this look. And Clionadh describes this, if I can focus, yeah, they describe this shade as a sheer, grungy, light brown base with medium, large glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, violet, and pink. And I don't know why, but I immediately was like, I just want to do a teal crease with this. I think that would be so pretty. And I actually pulled my Subculture palette to do this because I haven't used this in so long, but because this does have like a turquoisey like flip, I think like doing teal with this could look really pretty. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I haven't used Subculture in so long, which is kind of like also the exciting part of this video, is pairing these really beautiful shades with mattes in my collection, like kind of shopping my stash, if you will. So I'm going to start off with the shade Edge, and I'm going to run this through my crease as a transition shade. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Untamed. It's this darker teal shade, and I'm going to run this through my outer corner and my crease and pray that I can blend this out. Okay, so that took a little bit of TLC to get blended. I think that's as best as I'm going to be able to do. Now I'm going to take the shade Axis. It's this even darker teal shade. And I'm going to use this to deepen my outer corner and my crease, and hopefully just be able to blend this out. Okay, so I finished up my eyeshadow. I cut my crease, and then I also did my lower lash line. I also just used all the shadows that I used on my lid on my lower lash line. So now it's the time for this beautiful shade. Let me grab a little brush. And so as I have been doing, I'm just gonna grab some of this on a brush. I'm gonna give it a little spray and put this all over my eye. And I feel like you could really go so many ways with this shade in particular. Like even this with a gray crease would look so pretty, or pink, or you can go like teal, like lighter teal. This is obviously like deeper, but oh, so nice. So beautiful. I think because it has such a like strong turquoise like tone to it, or shift to it, that it pairs just so nicely with these teals, and then it adds a little something extra when you see that like pinky like warmth come through. I just think this is okay, yeah. And then I'm just going to use my finger and pat over the top to intensify it. I think when Clionadh does another restock of these shades, I'm definitely going to be making an order. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to take this ShineBySD shade. This is Reserve number 1. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I think this is going to look really nice because it has a really strong, like greeny blue shift with like a pink base, or a pink shift. Like it's like pinky blue, kind of similar to the shifts in the carving shade that I have on my lid, but obviously like much lighter. So I think that's going to look really nice. I'm going to give that a little spray and put that in my inner corner. These ShineBySD shades have been great additions to use in the inner corner for all of these looks. Alright, and this is the final look. I love this so much. Have I said that at every point in time? And will I continue to say that at the end of every look in this video? Most likely. On my lips, I used the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 506 Endless Cacao. I think I'll probably use this forever in every single video, I'm not gonna lie. And then I used the Colourpop Creme Lipstick in the shade Butter, because as well, this is like my go-to like nude lip combo at the moment. And then over the top, I put the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss in the shade Behind the Scenes. It's just the clear one. And yeah, that's about it. I really like this color combo. I think potentially it's like a little bit different, emphasizing more of the green in this shade, like the turquoise aspect. For all of these, I would love for you guys to let me know what color combos that you like to wear these shades with, if you have them. And let's just move on to the next look, because this is going to be a long one. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the fourth look in this Clionadh video. So today we are going to be using the shade Grizzai. This is so beautiful. Very similar to the first shade I used, but a little bit, which was Abrasion. This looks like it's a little bit warmer and less purple. So this one is described as having a semi-pigmented, oh, let me focus this, a semi-pigmented terracotta base with medium glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, violet, and pink. So definitely warmer and less like blue, definitely feels more like warm toned purple. This palette, like the matte shades that I'm going to pair with this, a little bit random, but I actually feel like it works super well. I'm gonna use the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette because I feel like the mattes in here work super well with the tone of the shadow. I don't know, I'm gonna use like, I think this red shade mainly in my crease today. I'm gonna start with the shade Hush Hush. It's this like cool toned purple shade, matte shade. We'll see how this blends. I haven't used this in so long, this palette, and I'm going to just use this as a transition shade and run this through my crease. Okay, so like I said before, I'm going to take the shade Sparks. It's this matte red purple shade, and I'm going to put this through my outer corner and my crease. What a throwback using this palette is, honestly. Okay, so that's in my crease. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised by how easily that blended. I didn't really have many issues with it, but anyway, that's not the point of this video. Now I'm gonna take the shade Mystic. It's just a darker, like plummy purple shade. And I'm going to deepen my outer corner and my crease with this. Okay, so I finished up my crease and I also finished my lower lash line. Again, put all the same shades on my lower lash line that I put on my lid. Oh my god, I can't speak. Now I'm going to take this Grizzai shade. I'm gonna give that a spray as always, and I'm just going to put this all over my lid. I feel like the base color of this really does match this crease really well, if I do say so myself. And I think looking forward, like the main glitter in this is very like bluey, like teal turquoise, but when you move your head to the side, you can really see the like warm base. And then I'm just gonna take a touch more of the Clionadh Grizzai shade and intensify this using my finger. Stunning. On my inner corners, what do I want to do? I actually think I'm going to take this ShineBySD Reserve number 1 shade again because it's so pretty and I just think it's gonna look nice. So I'm gonna give that a little spray and pop this on my inner corner. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. Similar to the first look I did, although a little bit different, a little bit deeper. In my waterline, I used a Plum, Colourpop, Best O, I believe. Then I also used, I think I've used this in every single look so far. Maybe not quite, but anyway, I used the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 506 Endless Cacao. I can see myself buying like so many more of these because I'm so obsessed with this lip liner. And then I also used, this is a little bit random, but I I'm really embracing the shopping my stash aspect of this video, and I use the Nude Sticks Magnetic Matte Lip Color in the shade Montaigne. It doesn't actually matter because you can't get this anymore. This was the collaboration. This was like in the creators box that Nude Sticks said, like with Samantha Ravindell, the creator that made this particular lip product was Donovan Gibb. I don't follow them. I don't know who that is, but I really, really love this color, and I also really love this formula. Nude Sticks, meh, maybe not the best, but I'm using it because I have it. And I wanted to show you before I leave the difference between this shade that I used today, Grizzai, and the shade that I used my first look, which is Abrasion, because this is them beside each other and they definitely give similar vibes. You probably don't need both of them, but I thought I would just show you the difference swatched right next to each other, because I actually feel like they are different enough to warrant having both of them. Not that I need any justification for having shades that are similar, but if you were wondering, because especially in looks, they can give off like similar vibes, but this is them. So the top one is the shade that I'm wearing today. This is Grizzai, and the bottom one is Abrasion. So you can see that Abrasion is much more cool toned, much more blue, whereas Grizzai is way more like plum, almost like way more warm toned, and the flip is more like turquoisey teal as opposed to like blue. So I felt like that potentially could have been helpful. They definitely give similar effects, especially on the eyes, as you can see, but I think that they're both beautiful, and I think different enough that if you wanted to get both, you don't need to feel too bad about it, but I just wanted to show you that right now. So yeah, let's get into the next look. Okay guys, and welcome to the 5th look of this video. I really hope this video turns out, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be so sad. But today, the shade that I'm going to be using is the shade Torch, and if I can let it focus, Clionadh described this as having a pigmented copper base with medium glitter particles that shift red, orange, and gold. And this is just like everything. Oh, I'm so excited to use this. And I thought that a really good pairing with this shade would be the Melt Vita palette, because it has so many beautiful like red and orange shades, and I haven't used this in a while, so I thought that I would dive into this today. So I'm going to start with the shade Soul, and I'm going to run this through my crease as a transition shade to really play up like the orange and the red in this shadow. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Mexicana, and I'm going to run this through my outer corner and my crease. Okay, and now I'm going to take the shade Chocolate, and I'm going to use this to deepen up my outer corner and my crease. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the shade Torch. Again, I'm going to take this on just a flat brush. I'm going to spray this, and then I'm going to put this all over my lid. see, this is really like pinky red, like almost burgundy, and then it has such a strong like orangey gold shift through it. But I feel like on the eyes initially, it looks quite like red, almost like has a pink hue to it, especially when compared to these like orange tones. But then you can see the orange shift. And it definitely is, like it says, more pigmented in terms of its base. And then I'm just gonna intensify this shade with my finger, this torch shade. So I'm gonna finish up my lower lash line. I think on my inner corners, I'm gonna take the ShineBySD Reserve number 7 shade. It's this yellow. I use this in another look, but I think this would look really pretty. So I'm gonna pop that on as well, and then I'll be back to finish. Okay, and this is the finished look. I really, really love this. You already know. I mean, warm tones are my shit. So I just did the same, again, used the same shadows on my lower lash line that I used in my upper lash line, or my upper lid. I keep saying that. In my waterline, I used a red. This is a liner from Colourpop. I believe it's in the shade Venus. On my lips, I've used this lip combo a lot recently, but I used the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 506 Endless Cacao, the Colourpop Creme Lipstick in the shade Butter, and then the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. This is a new purchase for me. This is the first time I'm wearing it, and it's as beautiful as all the other shades. I love it so much. And I was supposed to be done this like 5 minutes ago, and so I have to go. Goodbye. Okay, and welcome to the 6th look in this video. So this beautiful little shade that I'm going to be using is the shade Enamel, if you can see it. And Clionadh describes this shade as having a semi-sheer lavender base with small glitter particles that shift blue, violet, and pink. This is so pretty. It's so ridiculously pretty, and I'm so excited to use it. I think I've probably said that like literally with every single shadow that I've used. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 Kaleidos palettes today. I'm going to use the Escape Pod palette first, and I'm going to use firstly this shade called Soiree. It's this really beautiful like lavender shade. And I'm going to run this through my crease as a transition shade. Okay, and so now I'm going to take the shade Exoplanet. I love this shade so much. It's one of my favorite shades in the palette. And I think it's going to play off this shadow super well. So I'm going to take this through my outer corner and my crease. Okay, so now that I have that built up in my crease, this is such a beautiful shade. It's ridiculous. Now I'm going to go into the Club Nebula palette, and I'm going to take the shade Void. It's this dark navy blue. And I'm going to use this to deepen my outer corner and my crease. I haven't actually used these 2 palettes together yet, but I think they complement each other really well. Okay, and so I just finished up my lower lash line. Now I'm going to go into Enamel, and I was going to cut my crease, but I think I'm just going to put this all over the lid because it looks to be like pretty much the same tone depth-wise as it looks to be about the same depth as what I have right now. So going on. And I think that this crease is gonna really just go so well with the shadow, so I'm really excited. And I'm just going to plop this all on my lid. So now I'm just going to take this Enamel shade and use my finger to intensify it. It's really strongly like bluey, like periwinkle, like blue toned purple when you look forward, and then when you turn your head I find you can see the like pinky purpley shift. That is nice. I love these like cool toned purples. I think they're just so nice. And then I think now for my inner corner, finally I'm going to take the shade Nova from the Club Nebula palette, because it's like a pinky purpley bluey duochrome. I think it's gonna complement this really well. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. I love purples, you know that, and I love this so much. So I just use a black in my waterline. I put a little bit of black in my outer corners, and then on my lips I'm using the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in the shade 37. It's like a dusty purple shade. I'm trying to but like rotate through my old liquid lipsticks that I haven't used in a while, and I used to love this. So I think it goes well. I love this shade. I think it's really unique. It goes so well with blues and purples, and I am happy. Okay, let's get into the next look. Okay, everyone, welcome back to this is the sixth look in this video. So today I'm going to be using the shade Spotlight, and this is described by Clionadh as having a semi-sheer hot pink base with medium large glitter particles that shift blue, indigo, and pink. So pretty. I love shades like this. And I thought, because it has that blue shift to it, and I didn't want to do necessarily another monochromatic look, I thought I would do a blue crease because I think that could look really nice. So I'm going to use my Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette because it has all the shades that I would like to use. So I'm going to start off with the shade Elixir. It's a lighter blue shade, and I'm going to run this through my crease as a transition shade. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Trick. It's a little bit of a deeper blue, and I'm going to take this on my outer corner and run this through my crease. Okay, so now that that's built up, I'm going to take the shade Cursed, and I'm going to again run this through my outer corner and my crease just to build up the depth. Okay, so I finished up my eyes and I cut my crease and I did my lower lash line. Again, just using the same shadows that I used before. So now I'm going to go in with this beautiful shade. And like I did before, I'm just going to spray that Oh, you can really see the blue shift when you apply this. Way more than you can, I feel like, in the pan. This is beautiful. That's so pretty. I feel like with this shade, more than even the other shades that I've used, you can really see the multiple like colors and shifts, even just like looking straight on. It's like blue and pink at the same time, and then it shifts kind of like a deeper, like almost warmer pink when you turn your head to the side. And then I'm just gonna take that on my finger and pat that on. Oh wow. The blue is super strong. Like, it doesn't look so strong in the pan, like in the pan, or even when you just swatch on your finger. But when you actually apply it on the eyes, like the blue, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but to me the blue is like, it's very strong. Okay, and so I think for my inner corners, I'm going to go grab. So for my inner corners, I'm going to take the shade. I don't really want to take it out of the palette, but it's Looxi Cookie Dough. I used this, I think, perhaps in my very first look that I did. But this is also a light pink with a blue shift, although it's a little bit more icy. So I think this is going to tie in really well. Okay, and this is the finished look. So I just used to black my waterline, and then on my lips I have the Colourpop BFF Lippie pencil, which is almost done. And then I think I used this in a different video, or a different look in this video as well, the Nude Sticks Magnetic Matte Lip Color in the shade Montaigne. It was, again, in the creator box. That like was a collaboration with a whole bunch of creators that Beth Ravendell did, or was a part of. Anyway, we've already done this. I really love this look. I think this Spotlight shade is so beautiful. It's very dimensional, so pretty. If you like a pink and blue shifting shadow, you're gonna love this one, and I love this look. So let's get into the next one. Okay, everyone, and welcome to the next look. So today we're going to be using the shade Tracery. I really hope that this is focusing. But Clionadh describes this as having a semi-pigmented purple base with large glitter particles that shift indigo, pink, and orange, which is really fun. So I'm going to be doing like a warmer purple today, and I'm going to start off by using the Juvia's Place Warrior 3 palette, and I'm going to start using the shade Fenty. It's this really bright pink, and I'm just going to run this through my crease as a transition shade. It looks really bright, and it definitely is bright, but it's a little bit sheer. So I think that this will work well as a transition shade to begin with. Okay, so now I'm going to put the shade Candace through my crease. It's a beautiful, like warm toned purple. This is such a just beautiful color. It actually matches my shirt like so perfectly. So like I said, I'm just going to run this through my outer corner and my crease. Okay, so I put that through my crease. That is such a fucking beautiful shade. It's so nice. I love the tone of that. I'm going to go into the Colored Rain and Power palette because I love it. And I'm going to go into the shade Testify. It's just like a deep plummy purpley shade. And I'm going to use this to deepen up my crease. Okay, so again, I finished my crease and then I also did my lower lash line, and now I'm going to go in with this beautiful shadow. I don't think I'm going to cut my crease or anything. I'm just going to go straight in. As I have been, I'm going to give it a little spray and just put this all over my lid. And this is such a beautiful crease. Like, I love this combination of colors so much. I just fucking love purple, honestly. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't really super see an orange shift in this, although the way that things shift will obviously depend on like your lighting and whatever. And then lastly, I'm going to go into the shade with my finger and intensify it on my lid because this is the best part. Oh yeah. And I can see the orange shift a little bit better when I put it on my finger and turn it towards the light, although you probably won't be able to see that on camera perhaps that well. For my inner corner, what am I gonna do? I actually think I'm just going to go back into the Colored Rain palette, and I'm going to take the shade Legacy. It's this really beautiful iridescent like white purple shade. Super pretty, and I'm going to, like I said, put this on my inner corner, but I'm going to wet it a little bit. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. I just love purple so fucking much. I just can't even begin to tell you. I love this look. I love this look so much. On my lips, I have the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in 506 Endless Cacao because I won't be using any other lip liner from now on, just to let you know. And I'm also using the Maybelline matte lipstick in Beige Babe because it's like my go-to like pinky nudie shade for when I do like purple or pink looks. And that's pretty much it. Everything else on my face will be in the description box below. Let's just get into the second look. Or not the second look. What the fuck? The next look. Okay, welcome to the second last look. This video has truly been a ride, but I've had so much fun. So today I'm going to be using the shade Ripple. Clionadh describes this as having a sheer aqua green base with large glitter particles that shift turquoise, indigo, and violet. So I'm going to do a like pinky crease, I think, and then do that on my lid. I was gonna do like a totally monochromatic look, but I feel like I've been doing a lot of those in this video, so I wanted to maybe switch it up. And today I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Volume 2 palette in the interest of using older products. You know, that's also part of this. So I'm going to start off with the shade Perfectionist right here. Now, I feel like I pointed at like 5 shades right there. And I'm going to run this through my crease as a transition shade. It like matches my blush perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Lolly Mama. It's like it's not a super neon pink, it's a bright pink that has like, I feel like a touch of purple neatness to it. So I'm just going to run this through my outer corner and my crease. Okay, and so now I'm going to deepen everything up with this deep like cranberry shade called Crazy. Oh my god. I'm going to run this through my outer corner of my crease just to deepen things up. Okay, so again, I cut my crease, I finished up my lower lash line, I just used the same shades. Now let's go into this beautiful Clionadh shade. I hope that this turns out well. Again, I'm gonna give it a little spray and just put this all over my lid. Oh my god, I think green and pink together are so pretty. I actually feel like the texture of this is pretty easy to apply compared to some of the other shades. And I think that this pairs really well with the pink in the crease because it does have that like pinky shift, so it like kind of ties in everything together really, really well. And then I'm just gonna go in with my finger and intensify this, although it looks like very bright on its own. So pretty, oh my god. On my inner corners, I'm gonna go into the ShineBySD Reserve number 2. This has, it's like a champagne with a really strong like green and pink flip, so I feel like this could go quite well. It's maybe a little bit dark, so I'm going to go over it with Reserve number 1. There we go. Okay, so this, I don't know why I always put my arms up. Okay, so this is the finished look. I put a significant amount of black in my outer corner just because I really like the way that like pink and black and like green look together. I think it looks pretty cool. On my lips, I have the Colourpop BFF Lippie pencil, which is almost done, and the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk. As usual, everything else that I have on my face will be in the description box. And I really love the shade. I think it's so pretty, and I love the way it looks with pink. I think it looks so cool. Okay, so let's just get into the final look. Okay, and welcome everyone to the oh my god, the last look of this video. Very exciting. So, the last melon, the last shadow is the shade Foiling. Hopefully this will come into focus. And this is described by Clionadh as having a pigmented warm gold base with medium large glitter particles that shift orange, gold, and lime. This is so beautiful. I almost see a little bit of pink in there as well. It's so pretty. I'm going to do orange with this. I'm feeling like doing a really warm, bright orangey eye, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to use this throwback of a palette, the Juvia's Place Zulu palette, and I'm going to start off with this yellow shade right here. And I'm feeling like I want to do something like more blown out, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm just gonna run this yellow shade through my crease, and then also like kind of pull it out as well. Okay, and so now I'm going to take this bright orange shade and I'm going to put this on my outer corner, my crease, and follow the like winged blown out shape that I started with the yellow. Okay, and so now I'm going to deepen things up using the Juvia's Place The Warrior 3 palette, just because I want to use this dark brown right here called Amino. I'm just going to use this to just deepen my crease up. And I'm just, again, going to follow this like winged out shape. This shade, as you can see, definitely needs some building up, but I am using like a little bit of a less dense brush, so that's also why. Okay, and so now it is time for the Clionadh shade. I'm very excited. I think I've said that every single time. And I'm just going to put this all out. I have something in my eye. I'm just going to put this all over my lid. I'm not going to cut my crease or anything. That's so pretty. I know this is like the most neutral one that I have, but this is just... that's beautiful. Honestly, one of the more like really glittery textured shades of all the ones that I have. Like, it's super sparkly and super textured, whereas some of the other ones are a little bit more smooth. But this is a little chunky, but don't get me wrong, I love it. A loot. Beautiful. You can definitely see the green in the shift. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but I can see getting like a ton of use out of this one, especially because it's like more obviously quote unquote everyday, even though I don't really ascribe to that word in terms of makeup, but an everyday look. Like, you could wear this, I feel, to work because it's like still pretty neutral. Please excuse the car alarm that's going on right now. That's stunning. You guys, this is so sparkly. This is probably the most sparkly of them all, to be honest. You can see that green shift when I move my head. Fuck me up with this shade. So, and now I'm going to take this shade on my finger and I'm going to just intensify it. Oh my god, I wonder if you can see that. I feel like it never focuses on my finger, but the green shift is strong. This is so pretty. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to put some lashes on, do my lips, and then we'll be back to conclude this video. It's hard to believe that it's actually done. Okay, everyone, and this is the finished look. On my inner corners, I realized I forgot to do that, so I used the ShineBySD Reserve number 7 shadow because I can't stop using it. I also used on my lips the Make Up Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 506 Endless Cacao because obviously I did. And then I used my MAC Matte Lipstick in Yash. And yeah, this is it. And this is the end of the video. If it's a little bit loud, I have my window open and the birds are fucking chirping. So I hope it's not too bad. But I shouldn't be talking for too much longer. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun filming this. These are all of the shades that I used. If I had to pick top favorites, I don't know if I can do top 3, to be honest, because I love them all so much, but I think my top 4, would be, am I filming? Yes. Abrasion, which is the very first one that I used. It's like a purple, blue, pink shade. I also love the shade Carving. This is so pretty, so unique. It's like green, pink, plum, blue, so beautiful. Enamel also has my heart. Let me just get it out here. But Enamel is this one. It's like a blue, purple, pink shade. So stunning. And then I think, honestly, the one that I have on my lid today, the shade Foiling, so glittery, so textured, beautiful. I absolutely love it, and I can see myself getting so much use out of that. I cannot wait to buy more of these shades because there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to, and I just cannot get over how beautiful and special these Clionadh shades are. I really want to do this type of video again. Let me know if you enjoyed it at all. Maybe it will be a big flop, I don't know. But I have these Reserve by SD shades down here. I also have, oh, the back of this palette is gross. I also have these JD Glow shadows, so if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing more of, kind of how I use these types of shades and looks and stuff, please let me know because I would love to film it. Let me know which look was your favorite, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!